Hi, everybody. Welcome to our random table discussion. Today, we have three different panelists that are going to discuss different points of view about the topic task-based learning. So, I have a first question for you guys. The first question is, should foreign language teachers or learners focus on functions rather than form? So anyone has a point of view about this question?
Well, I would like to participate. So in
Okay.
TDLT, there are three main approaches, which are Longs, Skehans, and Ellis. These three men categorize these three approaches according to five characteristics, which are the provision of opportunities for natural language use, learner centeredness, focus on form, the kind of task, and the rejection of traditional approaches, such as the PPP, presentation, practice, and performance. So these three approaches have in common that they all stress characteristics of task, establishing context for natural language use, and that they are focused on form.
People, you are right, but anyone has any different point of view about this?
Well, yes, I totally understand that you want to introduce better the function instead of form, but I disagree because I think that how the students are gonna know how to develop if they don't know the language. So I disagree. I think that is better form than function.
Well, it seems that it can be from the point of view, it can be different. It depends of the teacher, right? So, well, let's go ahead with a different question for you. So, how do students feel about using smartphone technology for learning activities? What do you think how students feel using this kind of technology?
Well, maybe they can feel kind of comfortable because they have everything in their hands. But we never know. Nowadays, you know that students, well, kids use that technology in that terrible way. They don't use that tool that is, well, it's a powerful tool nowadays for them. Talking about the school, where you can just search something and that's good, that's awesome. But as I told you, nowadays, these young people is, I don't know, they are lost, I think, because they don't take advantage of that powerful tool that they have in their hands.
I think the same as you. But Melissa, do you have any other comment? You agree with George or not?
Yes, Sarah. So, as my coworker George was saying, totally agree that technology can disconcentrate like the students from the target or probably from the task that they need to develop in order to reach something or in order to reach something in the target language. So I'm totally agree with that.
So I understand your point, but I don't share it at all because this exploit of technology in very domain is inevitable. Students are surrounded by webs, internet, and the students face this new phenomenon really well, actually. So, because of the facilities that internet or technology provide, I think is more effective teaching, enhanced learning, and autonomous education.
Well, yes, but just look in the other times, just look the big brains of nowadays. In their times, they didn't have any technology and they are so smart. So I think that they can perfectly continue with the life without this technology and be awesome and studies. But well, it's okay.
Yes, but we must adapt to our new technology, our new life.
So guys, let's move on to the next question. And the question is, Students should have a free language control. Is this an advantage or a disadvantage of this approach? What do you think, guys?
Well, for me, and the TVLT instruction should support learner-centeredness rather than teacher-centeredness, because totally naturalistic learning does not normally give rise to target like accuracy. Engagement is essential to promote the internationalization of formal linguistic element while keeping the perceived benefits of a natural approach.
I agree with you, Paul.
Isaura,
Engagement.
yeah, I have something to
Go
say
ahead,
about
Go
it.
ahead.
Yeah, so I'm in disagree in that option because although BTLT has produced some very positive results in certain contexts, for example, an example of this could be like in a small class size, something like that. But like every method that has preceded, sorry, TBL is also has revealing weakness. So teachers have noted that TBLT may not provide sufficient interaction opportunities among the students because, for example, there is no acquisition of new grammar or vocabulary features. And also some students need more guidance and will not or cannot notice language forms such as grammar and other elements of accuracy in regards of the target language that we are talking about.
That's correct. I agree with Ingrid because, well, how are you going to put the students just to speak and maybe they don't know what are they talking about because they don't know grammar, they don't know vocabulary, they don't know everything. This may works with, I don't know, highest levels, but we're talking about that this method is used since low levels, and I don't know, I don't think that this is going to be okay because maybe they can start to, yes, they're going to use the language, but they may have some fossilized issues because nobody correct them. So they're going to start to speak, but did they learn something? I don't think so.
Okay, so teachers should always have observe their students because and give them feedback like right away, right? That's what you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, guys, let's hear this statement. Sid House in 1999 implies that it could be argued that TVL emphasizes too much on task and communicating meaning, and this could have an impact on how to use the language with the correct form. So, in addition to this, it is important to realize that there is a lot of more to communication than performing task. What do you think about this statement? It can be considered as a disadvantage of a task-based learning?
Well, for me, it's an advantage because, well, to illustrate communication and task approach, they both admit that utilize language to perform meaningful tasks can enhance language learning. They both admit that the language, which is the meaningful to learners, can pave the way for the learning process.
Okay.
So I want to add something. I'm totally disagree with that. I mean, I'm kind of disagreeing that because TBL could have some dangers as well. Because if it is not executed correctly, this could result in affecting the growth and change of the language learners' interlanguage. So from this view, we can see that some sort of facilitation may occur within the students, and it will also cause barriers for the learners to progress. And so TBL is not convincing, kind of not convincing, and that is a superior teaching method.
Well, In my case, from my point of view, I think that, well, we're trying to assess the student. We're assessing the students. And this method has a lot of communication. So, well, yes, we can assess the oral skills, but as I told you, they maybe don't know the language. And they have, as Ingrid said, the fossilization. They are going to encounter many issues and nobody's going to correct them. So I think that if the student is in the process of acquiring the language, this is a bad method because they don't know the language and they cannot defend themselves without the guide of a teacher. So yeah, there's not.
Okay. Well, guys, I think that both of them are important, and the teacher is going to decide when and how to use each one. So that's my opinion. Well, I have another question for you. A characteristic of TBL is that students tend to be active and participate with a great motivation towards tasks and activities in a TBL environment. So it offers a platform for students to display their skills through their efforts and develop them further. I'm sorry. So the question is, do you consider the students have to actively participate on the activities or tasks to successfully achieve their learning goals?
Well, in this case, yes, that's the main point because, as I told you, we're assessing the students, so they have to participate. But I feel that in this method, they don't have to like the opportunity to have different activities because they're going to either like just speaking or telling what they found. We can say that. So I don't know because they may have, yes, you said a motivation, but sometimes remember that we need to have like a frame about the topics they need to find. We're not gonna allow any kind of topic. We have like boundaries, right? Limits. So they may feel kind of well motivated, but is always you know that they need always to be like inside the boundaries. So yes, they would like to participate a lot, but as I told you, if the topic is not like the topic doesn't give the opportunity to participate, it's going to be kind of difficult for them.
Well, for me, the task-based approach is a powerful and advancing learning method because it promotes learning and language knowledge and training skills in the process of performing tasks. That's why, in this case, learners are both receivers and made agents. So the learners who are exposed to the implementation of tasks based on language teaching should carry out three major roles, such as group participant, monitor, and risk taker. So that's my point.
So I just want to add something to that. So from my point of view and because of the research that I did, I just had to say that since this approach is called task-based learning, I found out that everything is, almost all the time, everything is left to the teacher. And by this, not all the students are or will not be motivated by using this specific approach.
So that's why classroom activities should be organized so learners can have the opportunity to observe how language is used in communication, in real communication.
Yes, but as I said, I think that this is better for highest level because they already know the language, so that's perfect for them, but for little kids, I don't think so.
Well, it can be considered, so it depends on the context, right? On the level of the students and the context they are passing through. So this is the end of the round table discussion. I thank all of you for your participation. I hope you have a good night.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.